The 2020 NBA draft is interesting because there's no clear-cut number 1 pick, there's no clear number 2 pick, not even a clear number 3 pick, so that puts a lot of extra pressure on GMs to make the right pick. But for fans like us, that means each selection is interesting. It's kind of a mystery, it's a surprise, and that's a lot of fun. So in today's video, I'll be playing the role of NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and announce who I think is going to go in what order and to what team. How's it going, guys? This is Troy, host of the Half Court Report YouTube channel, and another mock draft video, mock draft 2.0, however you want to say it. But yeah, so for this video, going to go through who I think is going to go where, and we got some interesting draft news this week with the NBA starting back up in late July, looking like we're going to get this year's draft in October. Before we get into it though, man, some of y'all really let me have it on my last video. I don't know, I thought I was doing a great job, but I thought it was good, but some of you guys killed me. Had one comment, do you even know what you're doing? Obviously I don't. I mean, come on. Another comment, this was from a Charlotte fan, and I'm not going to talk about how there's no Charlotte fans out there because I'm a Memphis fan, and people are like, oh, I didn't know there were Memphis fans. Well, there are Memphis fans just like there are Charlotte fans. So this one guy says, terrible pick for the Hornets, which shows you don't know anything about the team.
You're crazy.
Then you can see it had 2 likes after it too. So I guess maybe that was PJ Washington and his grandma who liked that. I don't know. But let's get into today's mock draft 2.0 video. So there's no official order set yet as far as how the picks are going to go. But to make things interesting, I went over to our friends at tankathon.com. Got my random draft order, so that's what I'm using for this mock. Once we get to future mock drafts and we have the actual order of the lottery, then once things become more official, we're going to use that, but until then, we'll do it randomly. So here we go. Pick number 1 in the 2020 mock draft 2.0 is going to be made by the Detroit Pistons, and they pick LaMelo Ball from Australia by way of Chino Hills. LaMelo Ball, great size, 6'7", awesome passer, so fun to watch. He's going to get guys lots of shots, so I would love him on this team. They need a point guard in the worst way. They're adding star power to their team, desperately needed. Let's give LaMelo Ball to Detroit at number 1. Pick number 2 in the 2020 2.0 mock draft will be made by the Atlanta Hawks, and they are picking their hometown kid, Anthony Edwards, from the University of Georgia. Edwards, built like a tank. I think he could be the next Dwayne Wade. I love his play. 6'5", 6'10" wingspan, 19 years old, freshman, can be a streaky shooter, but would love a Trae Young, Anthony Edwards backcourt. That would be a lot of fun to watch. Pick number 3 in 2020 mock draft 2.0 is going to be made by the Chicago Bulls, and they're picking Tyrese Haliburton. So some folks are saying, what are you doing picking Tyrese at number 3? Tyrese Haliburton, you got James Wiseman on the board. You got Obi Toppin on the board. Well, maybe I'm a bit of a Tyrese apologist. I love his game. This pick checks a lot of boxes for the Bulls. He's a point guard. He's a smart player. He's got a lot of upside. And I think it's a very safe selection. Chicago wants guys who can produce right away from day one. They got the new front office. I assume they're going to have the new coach. So they're changing their identity up a little bit. But Tyrese Haliburton, 6'5", excellent playmaker, averaged 15, 6, and 7 for Iowa State last year. He did it all, and he'd be a big guard to pair with Zach LaVine. Pick number 4 in 2.0 draft mock 2020 is going to be made by the Golden State Warriors, and they are picking the big man from Memphis, James Wiseman. This guy is huge. 7'1", 7'6" wingspan. A lot of analysts say that he needs to toughen up a little bit, so that's something that we need to watch for. But when you're on a team with Draymond Green, then I think you got to be pretty tough if you're going to be playing a lot of minutes. So it's beneficial that he would go to a team like the Warriors. They really make a lot of their players better. I mean, look at Marquise Chris. Number 5 in 2020 mock draft 2.0 is going to be made by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are picking Obi Toppin Top himself, Obi-Wan Toppin. This guy is a killer on offense. He scores at every level. They want guys who can produce right away. We're not sure exactly what's going to happen with Kevin Love, so maybe Obi Toppin steps in as their new power forward of the future. So add him to a core of Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Cedi Osman. I really like Kevin Porter's game. Number 6 in Mock Draft 2.0 2020 is going to be made by the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they select Big O, Onyeka Okongwu from USC. I really love this guy's game. I think he's the best big man in this year's draft. Doesn't shoot the three a lot, but he's going to be in a lineup with Cat, with D'Lo, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley. You don't really need to shoot the three that much when you have all those guys around. Also a nice passer. Number 7 in the NBA Draft Mock 2020 2.0. We have a trade. This pick was originally going to be made by the New York Knicks. They are trading this pick along with Frank Ntilikina to the Detroit Pistons for LaMelo Ball. So for Detroit, New York is going to be picking Killian Hayes in the number 7 spot. So Detroit still gets their point guard with Killian Hayes. They're rebuilding. They get Frank Ntilikina in the process. Add him to the main roster of Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose. Who knows what will happen with him? Sekou Doumbouya, Blake Griffin, Christian Wood. Nice little team. Pick number 8 in the 2020 Mock Draft 2.0 is going to be made by the Charlotte Hornets, and they select Devin Vassell. So this guy is an awesome defender. He is tailor-made for today's NBA, but he's a glue guy. He can step in right now. Charlotte needs those players who can contribute. They're in collecting assets mode. They have Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, if you want to include him on the list. But they are banking on one of these guys to be an all-star one day. So keep getting as many guys as you can and see who pans out. Number 9 in the Mock Draft 2020 2.0 is going to be made by the Washington Wizards. And they're selecting Deni Avdija from Israel. So this guy, great point forward. He's a good passer, really good size, unselfish, nice playmaker. Shooting's a bit of an issue, but right now he is best as a defender, a passer, and as a hustle guy. He really fits the Wizard style, running up and down the court. Add Deni to the mix here. Big boomer bust guy, but we're getting down to the point in the draft where you want some guys who can contribute and potentially be starters at some point. Pick number 10 in 2.0 Draft Mock 2020 2.0 is going to be made by the Phoenix Suns, and they are selecting Cole Anthony, son of Greg Anthony, who played in the NBA for many, many years. So this guy was a top 5 projected pick before the college season started. Now they're saying he may not even be drafted in the lottery. I think that's a big mistake. I like Cole Anthony's game. Just think if Cole Anthony works out. You got a Cole Anthony, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton core. And at their peaks, if they all pan out, that's a really good team. Pick 11 in Mock Draft 2020 2.0 is going to be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and they select Precious Achiuwa from the University of Memphis, a one-and-done player. Really interested to see what he's going to be in the Spurs system. Elite defender. He can guard 4, maybe 5 positions on the floor. Excellent athlete. Plays really hard, plays with a lot of heart. So get him in the Spurs system, get his offense up to where it needs to be, and I think this could be a steal this late in the draft. Number 12 in Mock Draft 2020 2.0 is going to be made by the Sacramento Kings, and they are selecting Tyrese Maxey, a one-and-done player from the University of Kentucky. This guy is clutch. This guy is a winner. He's a bit undersized, but I see his role in today's NBA as a guy who's just going to light it up off the bench and also be a bulldog on defense too. Think of him as Pat Beverly meets Lou Williams. That's the comp I like. Number 13 in Mock Draft 2.0 2020 is going to be made by the New Orleans Pelicans, and they select Isaac Okoro. He's one of the best defenders in college. He can guard multiple positions. He impacts the game without scoring. He's usually going to make the right play. He's got a high IQ. We could look up in about 5-6 years, and this guy is the next Jimmy Butler. He has that kind of potential. And our number 14 pick in Mock Draft 2.0 2020 is going to be made by the Portland Trailblazers. They select Tyrell Terry from Stanford University, a Stanford man. So he is a shooter with deep range. He's pretty undersized. That's a big thing with this guy. He's small. He's slight. He needs to gain weight. He needs to gain strength. He needs to gain height. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he's not really a point guard right now. He's more of a two guard in a point guard's body, and a small point guard at that. But yeah, have him play maybe with Anthony Simons on that second unit, because his shooting is just off the charts. He can get a shot off from anywhere. So despite his lack of size, he's really a crafty finisher when he gets to the basket. He's always moving around. He's got a really good basketball IQ, competes on both ends of the floor. So the biggest issue is going to be his size, going to be his strength. So that's what we're going to have to monitor with him his first couple years in the league. So that's it for 2020 Mock Draft 2.0. So let me know in the comments what you think of these selections. I know some folks out there are going to be like, come on, what are you doing again? But let me hear everything you have to say. And if it's your first time here, would love if you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video as well. New NBA content coming out all the time. So thank you so much for watching. This is Troy with the Half Court Report, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, one more thing. Here's some more videos to check out on the Half Court Report channel. I hope you like them, and thanks for watching.